Now we'll bring in former Trump campaign advisor and Trump confidant, Roger Stone. Roger, good to see you. I want to talk to you about this. There's this off-the-cuff talk that it's not just the president, but he's also the executive producer, if you will, of the RNC. So I'm curious to pick your brain on that. From what you've seen, do you see a little bit of Donald Trump in there producing what we've seen? Because as you know, Donald Trump, when he does it big. And the RNC, that was big.
Well, among his many talents, the president is a showman. He had extraordinarily successful television career. The Apprentice is that rare show whose ratings, when it went off the air, virtually matched its ratings when it began. He's got a great eye for the theatrical. At the same time, the overarching themes are optimistic, upbeat. I think very important to display a diverse Republican Party and a diverse Trump constituency. So far, and recognize I've seen every Republican National Convention since 1964, I was very, very impressed last night, particularly by the performance and showcasing of Herschel Walker, one of the great athletes in American history.
Herschel, as we show him right now, Herschel Walker, that was a big moment when he came out and spoke about his some 30-something years with the president, and that resonated with a lot of folks, especially on social media. You mentioned your background with being a part of RNCs. How different is this one? Because you're seeing a bleed over, if you will, of the Trump campaign inside of the RNC, virtually hand in hand. What do you make of that? Is that the strongest strategy?
Well, this has actually never been done before. Previously, all Republican nominees ran their campaigns separately because of the need to attract millions of Democrats, given the registration edge Democrats had historically had. This will be the first time that the presidential campaign has essentially been married with the Republican National Committee. Some Trump supporters are troubled by this because the party is still, in some places, riddled by people who oppose the president's nomination and do not really support his agenda. But the president's popularity among Republican rank and file is stronger than even the great Ronald Reagan had. I mean, I worked for President Reagan in 3 campaigns. I remember his approval rating among Republicans in the high 80s, which we thought was great. Donald Trump's approval rating among those Republicans in the low 90s, unheard of. So many Republicans are for, not many, some Republicans are for Donald Trump back home because they have to be, because their constituents are so favorable to him.
There was a moment last night that stuck out from when the president spoke, and that was when he talked about the alleged spygate scandal and mail-in voting. I'll play this for you and get your reaction. Here's that.
You have to watch. Every one of you have to watch, because bad things happened last time with the spying on our campaign, and that goes to Biden and that goes to Obama. And we have to be very, very careful. Have to be very, very careful. And this time they're trying to do it with the whole post office scam. They'll blame it on the post office. You could see them setting it up. Be very careful and watch it very carefully, because we have to win. This is the most important election in the history of our country.
And that was yesterday at the RNC in the daytime parts. But how accurate is that from the president in saying that? And furthermore, when he's speaking, you listen to the delegates, there was quite a bit of cheering out there.
Yeah, the president is absolutely right. I think the media has tried to distort this. We're not opposed to absentee voting. Absentee voting has been around and works perfectly well in all but 12 states. 12 state constitutions specifically prohibit anything but voting in person. 35 state constitutions, or state laws, pardon me, require the showing of a photo ID to vote. There's a good reason for these laws. What we oppose is what's going on in Nevada, where the Clark County Registrar of Voters mails a ballot to every single registered voter, including at least 200,000 who have not voted in at least 6 years. Most of those people either have left or they're dead. Yet somebody could exercise those ballots and vote illegally. That's one of the things the president is trying to warn against. The other one is, of course, the manipulation of the computerized voting machines. These are simple computers run from a central server, mostly in urban areas, and I have written extensively about this. There is a real potential for fraud there. The only way this can be checked is by taking post-election samples and comparing them to each machine. If there's a wide variation, then there has most likely been fraud. So the president, I think, is correctly inoculating the people. Listen to what the Democrats are saying. Donald Trump is going to lose, and he's going to refuse to leave the presidency, and the military is going to have to remove him. Translation: we intend to steal this election, and we're going to try to limit President Trump's ability to challenge that. We get it loud and clear. That's why every vote will count, and we must be vigilant about voter fraud.
Real quick before you go, I just want to get your thoughts on President Trump speaking from the South Lawn at the White House on Thursday, the final night of the RNC. Again, unprecedented.
Yeah, I mean, look, all of our Republican National Conventions in the past have been orchestrated for television. We understood that it was the vast American audience that was more important than the people in a little arena. This one is tailor-made for television, and there is nobody better at live television than Donald Trump. You can see how canned and non-spontaneous and phony the Democratic National Convention was. Donald Trump is like a man working without a net. He's interesting. He's provocative. He's honest. He's authentic. He's genuine. That's why people love him. That's why people will tune in. Because let's face it, there's no way of telling what he will say. Here's what you know. Donald Trump alone will decide what he's going to say and what future he wants to forge for the future. He's not managed. He's not packaged. He's not handled. He's the real deal.
Roger Stone joining us live. Roger, good to see you, and I appreciate your time coming on to talk to me. Thank you.
Be here. Thanks.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.